Let us give some tzedakah for the safety and security of our dear brethren in Eretz Yisrael. No need to belabor, I should say, the challenges they have. We should just focus on the light that we have to bring. The part of the battle that we are supposed to wage with this is to Troy mitzvahs, expressing our Jewish pride, expressing our Jewish unity, and doing another mitzvah. So we just did the tefillah, we just did the mitzvah of tzedakah, so let us do a little bit of a Torah learning. But today we'll just go through a little bit of historical facts related to the month of Kislev. Yesterday we started the Rosh Chodesh Kislev, which is the third month on the calendar starting from Tishri, the beginning of the year. Tishri, Cheshvan, Kislev. Just like the third month of the year on the monthly cycle is the month of Sivan, when we receive the Torah, and the third is of great importance. So too is the month of Kislev of great importance. It is also the third of the beginning of the year. Now, we all know about Kislev, about Hanukkah, obviously. On the 25th day of the month of Kislev, we have the phenomenal, miraculous event, the Yom Tov of Hanukkah, the Yom Tov of light, where we bring in 8 candles, the infinite amount of light. But it has the beginning of the month is also some very special dates. Let me go back early in world history. We all know about the flood of Noach. In the time of Noach, where 40 days and 40 nights God cleansed, purified the world. It says that the rains began on the 17th day of the month of Cheshvan, and it rained for 40 days. Thus, it ended on the 27th day of the month of Kislev. So in other words, Kislev represents where the world has been purified. Listen to another interesting event. Ezra HaSofer, which is approximately 313 years before the Common Era. Ezra HaSofer was called the scribe. He was a spiritual and political leader, the head of the Great Assembly, the Sanhedrin. So a year after the completion, they rebuilt the second temple by the Jewish people who returned to Eretz Yisrael. Ezra led a second wave of exiles from Babylonia, Galus Bavel, back to Eretz Yisrael. Unfortunately, many of them came back intermarried with non-Jewish women. Ezra called a great meeting into the courtyard of the Beis Hamikdash, and it says it was raining from heaven, as they call it, pouring buckets. They were all trembling, shiver from the harsh rain. Rain again like the marble, purifying. And he got them all to agree to divorce from the non-Jewish women, reintegrate themselves into the Jewish community. Again, a matter of purification. In our more Chassidic calendar, the first day Rosh Chodesh Kislev is when in 1977, after the Rebbe suffered a massive heart attack that according to doctors says on a scale to 10 was an 11. They have no idea medically how survived it. Yet after 40 days of convalescing in his room, the Rebbe came out on Rosh Chodesh Kislev. First day of the month of Kislev, he came out, back, recuperated. So obviously this is a great holiday. On the 14th day of the month of Kislev, which, I'm sorry, I skipped. I skipped obviously the 9th and the 10th of Kislev, which is the birthday, the day of passing, and the day of the Mittel Rebbe was released from prison. Not going to go into the details, but the Mittel Rebbe, the second of the Chabad Rebbeim, also in the month of Kislev. On the 14th day of the month of Kislev in the year 1928, the Rebbe and the Rebbetzin Chaim Mushke were married in Warsaw. They couldn't do it in Russia, in their native place, because the Frierdiker Rebbe was just released actually from prison, And this is the day that connected the Rebbe to us through marriage. He eventually became the Rebbe. We understand the major transformation which this created in the world, which we have today, the most powerful Hasidic Jewish movement, which is looking after all the needs of the Jewish world all over. We just come from the Kinnis HaShluchim, 5,000 strong and counting in terms of just emissaries and the hundreds of thousands of followers of the Rebbe. Finally, on the 19th day of Kislev, marks the day where the Alter Rebbe, the founder of Chabad, was released from prison in the year 1798, and that's when Chassidus started being spread all over. So, the month of Kislev is also called the month of Geula, the month of redemption. Make it a day, please.